The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a massive game that, like its predecessor, basically gives you free rein to pursue nearly all of its goals at your discretion. The training wheels are taken off early, and you are sent along your way with gentle hints as opposed to specific directions. This is one of the many reasons Tears of the Kingdom is a fantastic game, but it does lead to some instances where I wish I had known or acquired certain things before I was dozens of hours into the game. Don't forget about Ascend. Ascend was one of the few mechanics that were detailed before the release of Tears of the Kingdom. Make sure you keep it in the back of your mind as you explore Hyrule. It changes the way you move through the world, but I found myself often forgetting just how versatile and helpful it is, even late in the game. Do Robbie and Josh's missions early. After completing what is essentially Tears of the Kingdom's tutorial, you will meet characters named Robbie and Joshua. They have missions for you that are easy to brush aside in the face of, everything in front of you, but it is a good idea to take care of their requests as the rewards are worthwhile. Embrace exploration. It may be tempting to dive from the sky and glide everywhere, but you'll miss so much of what Tears of the Kingdom has to offer. There may be faster options, but, consider walking to your destination sometimes. Head northeast early. This tip is actually tangentially related to Robbie, but it would not be a bad idea to explore the northeast before even starting the main quest to seek out a very useful item that you will be grateful to have for the full journey. Then head northwest. Speaking of cardinal directions, the game subtly encourages you to head northwest when the adventure starts proper, and it's not a bad idea to take that advice. I still think heading northeast first before starting the main quest is a good idea, but when I decided to, actually start the adventure, northwest was the direction I decided to pursue, and I am glad I did, as its reward is good to have early in the game. Pick bomb flowers. One thing I will spoil here is that remote bombs do not return in Tears of the Kingdom. You may miss having infinite bombs early on, but thankfully, bomb flowers are pretty easy to come by. That being said, they are not infinite, nor are they cheap in stores. This makes them a valuable resource. Make sure to grab them whenever you see them, and be somewhat precious with them. A few can be found in just about every cave. Pick the bright bloom seeds. Every cave you enter has a ton of a new material called bright bloom seeds. They are plentiful to the point where it feels like you can ignore them. But you should grab as many as you can. You will be grateful to have a big cache of them as you progress through the game. Fuse everything. Well, almost everything. Fuse all your weapons. Fuse with reckless abandon. There will always be a need for a weapon with a rock fused it, for example, so it's a good idea to keep one of those on hand. Now, that being said, it's not a bad idea to keep at least one decent unfused weapon and an unfused shield in your pocket. It's helpful with puzzles. Use every Zonai device dispenser. It's a good idea to use every Zonai device dispenser whenever you find one, even if you feel like you don't need the materials. Each one offers different tools, and the map will mark where they are and what they hold after you use them, which is handy information to know when your stores of, specific Zonai items are running low. Visit old friends. It is both fun to see what has changed, and it is also worthwhile to visit the populated towns you remember from Breath of the Wild. That's all I'll say. Load up on Crystallized charges. During the opening tutorial area, you will meet a forge construct. They can be a little confusing, but the thing you want from them are the Crystallized charges. They are bought with a specific currency that isn't always easy to come by, but buy what you can whenever you can. You need to clear their shelf so they can start processing more. making more crystallized charges takes time, so you will return to them periodically to buy out their stock. The Zonai charges they sell are useful in gameplay and can be used for the Zonai device dispensers, but the crystallized charges can be exchanged with a different character for something far more valuable. Enjoy your adventure in Tears of the Kingdom, and do your best to avoid spoilers. I can't emphasize this enough. You're going to have an awesome time if you don't know what to expect. And of course, please check out our full review of The Legend of Zelda Tears on the Kingdom at GameInformer.com.